What does a flashing yellow traffic signal mean? You must not park. When driving near large trucks, you should. If your vehicle starts to skid, you should. You must stop before crossing railroad tracks when driving in fog, it is best to The best way to avoid tailgating another vehicle is to When turning left on a green light, you must If your brakes fail while driving, you should. What does a pentagon-shaped sign mean? When parking uphill with a curb, turn your wheels. You may pass another vehicle on the right if When must you use your headlights? When approaching a roundabout, you should. What should you do when an animal suddenly crosses the road? You must stop for a stopped school bus when A solid white line on the right edge of the highway means If you are involved in a minor crash with no injuries, you should. What is the legal limit for blood alcohol concentration, BAC, for most drivers in the U.S.? When you approach an intersection and the light turns from green to yellow, you should. When parking uphill with a curb, your front wheels should be A flashing yellow traffic signal means If you see an emergency vehicle approaching from behind with flashing lights, you should. What does a broken white line on the road mean? When must headlights be used? If your car begins to skid, you should. When you see a school bus stopped with flashing red lights, you must. A solid yellow line next to a broken yellow line means When entering a freeway, you should. The move over law requires drivers to. You may turn right on red if. What should you do if your brakes fail? A diamond-shaped road sign warns you about. The speed limit in a residential area is usually. You must yield to pedestrians. If two vehicles reach an intersection at the same time, who goes first? When driving in heavy fog, use. When backing up, you should. You should not park within how many feet of a fire hydrant? A red curb means. When approaching a roundabout, you must. What should you do when you see a slippery when wet sign? When parking uphill without a curb, turn your wheels. What should you do if another driver cuts in front of you? A flashing red traffic light means. You must use your turn signal at least. When you see a do not enter sign, you should. The main purpose of traffic signs is to. If you're feeling tired while driving, the best thing to do is. When driving in heavy rain, your car may hydroplane. You should. When approaching a yield sign, you must. What does a solid white line between lanes mean? Before changing lanes, you should. What should you do if you approach a railroad crossing with flashing red lights? The move over law requires drivers to. When following another vehicle at night, you should. A double solid white line means what should you do if an animal suddenly appears on the road? When driving downhill, you should never park. A diamond-shaped traffic sign is used to indicate when parallel parking, you should park within how many inches of the curb? At an uncontrolled intersection, who has the right-of-way? A red triangular sign with a white center means what should you do if a tire blows out while driving? What does a solid double yellow line mean? When should you use your headlights? A diamond-shaped sign indicates what should you do if your car begins to skid? A broken white line on the highway means the primary purpose of traffic laws is to the main cause of rear-end collisions is you must yield the right-of-way to emergency vehicles by what does a flashing red traffic light mean? When you see a double solid yellow line in the middle of the road, it means if a traffic signal is not working, you should a flashing red traffic signal means when approaching a roundabout, you should double solid yellow lines in the center of the road mean if an emergency vehicle is approaching with flashing lights and siren, you must when approaching a school bus with flashing red lights, you must what does a triangular red and white sign mean? If you miss your highway exit, you should what does a solid double yellow line mean? At what blood alcohol concentration, BAC, is it illegal for most drivers over 21 in the U.S.? When is it legal to turn right on a red light? What does a round yellow sign with a black X mean? If you refuse to take a blood alcohol test when requested by police, you may. When approaching a stop sign, you must stop. What does a green arrow at a traffic light mean? At an uncontrolled intersection, who has the right of way? What does a pentagon-shaped sign indicate? When driving in fog, you should use What should you do if your brakes fail? A flashing red light at an intersection means a broken yellow line on your side of the road means what is the legal limit for blood alcohol concentration, BAC, for drivers under 21 in most states? When approaching a roundabout, you must The main purpose of seat belts is to If your tire blows out while driving, you should Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe.